Hi guys,
Hi guys, welcome back to Mod Cards.
we're back on the
out-
streets.
We're out and about. We're on King's Road, and
We're actually doing a street stall for Chelsea, but we thought we'd come and speak to the people.
multitasking is the key
Multitasking.
to life.
And we do it best. So we're going to be asking people what do they think about Keir Starmer? Is he doing a good
Yep.
job? You know, the classic question. We know the
Yes,
answer, everyone.
we
We know
do.
the answer.
But let's see, we might find, something else.
Someone
on
might
the
surprise
streets.
us.
But yeah, we're going to ask a few questions, see what's going on, see who's in the know, and what their views are.
What's
right
hot, what's
here,
not.
right now.
Okay, guys. Thanks for being on our show. How do you think the government are doing at the moment?
Oh God, no, we can't do that.
There's no wrong answers. You can be as honest as.
Definitely could do better. Room for improvement. I'll
Okay.
probably leave it at that.
Okay, and you?
And I agree with what she said as well.
I agree. Okay, we have a budget coming up. What are your thoughts? Are you excited by this budget coming up, or are you nervous? Tell me more.
Bit nervous because they're quite erratic at the moment. So yeah, fingers crossed that everything's okay.
And is there anyone that you think could be doing a better job, like in charge?
Probably anyone else. Probably her.
So at the moment, it seems to be that people are not engaging in politics. What do you think they could do to make it more engaging for the public?
Stop giving the bad news all the time. Give the good news.
Yeah.
Just give the good news. There's so much more good news than there is bad news.
Yeah.
Listen to the good news.
Okay.
It might interest people more.
Yeah. And your thoughts?
I think the same. I get a bit annoyed about the fact that they're very selective of what they show you.
Yeah.
Especially the news and the media.
Yes.
They tend to choose what suits them. They don't show you the whole story. And sometimes there's two sides to it.
Yeah, there's always two sides to it. Well, thank you so much, guys. I mean, that's amazing. And obviously, it's poppy appeal. So make sure you buy your poppies if you haven't already.
A lot of our people forget that our veterans now, average age of 45, which people forget. They think we're all old, and we're not necessarily. And we have a lot of young people, amputees, and a lot of our young people suffer from PTSD that have served.
Yeah.
Afghanistan, Iraq, Kosovo are the more modern wars. Our older ones now are the Falklands.
Yeah.
So it's people forget this young. And the Royal British Legion genuinely gives 74% of every pound. The money goes directly to veterans.
Amazing.
Yes, it is amazing. So next Sunday,
Thank you.
is the Centaur Parade. Next Sunday,
Yes.
it's a Centaur Parade, and then the 11th of the 11th is the main Memorial Day, Armistice Day.
Darling, how long have you done the cenotaph? 44 years.
I've paraded. Other than the COVID years, I've done 43 years. I've paraded in the Cenotaph.
That's so cool. Thank you so much. So I'm here today with Tony Devonish, the man, the legend. Tony,
I'll pay you later.
how do you think Labour are doing?
Well, that would be really unfair of me to say as a partisan person. But when you talk to real people, not just Conservative members, even those that voted for Keir Starmer last year are shocked. And on the 26th of November, we have another budget where Rachel Reeves, she hasn't been sacked by then, will give a budget which I'm afraid will hurt all Londoners and all people in this country. But May the 7th next year, you get to vote for a really good local slate. So please get involved with the local Conservative Party. Seriously, it's a really important time for our country. Please consider voting Conservative.
And Tony, so we were talking a lot to other people, a lot of younger people who aren't really engaged in politics.
Yeah.
They say they don't really know what's going on, don't really care.
Yeah.
How can we get people more engaged in politics just generally?
We need young people rather than old people like me involved, and we have to listen to people because they have concerns. My generation have done really well in housing and in shares in the Thatcher years. Your generation haven't. You've been basically, I won't use the word, but you've been badly treated, I'm afraid, even by Conservative governments, and we need to do better. And I think Kemi Badenoch and the local Kensington and Chelsea Conservative Party get that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Tony. Any final words ahead of the May elections across the country? Any top tips? Why should people vote Conservative? Why are Conservatives better in local government?
Because they always do a better job than the other parties. Not to say we haven't got room for improvement, but low council tax and quality council services.
Well, Tony, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just wanted to know, what are your thoughts? Do you think the government are doing a good job at the moment?
Not really.
Not really.
No, rubbish actually.
Yeah, not doing a great job. What do you think they should be focusing on?
Um, Probably everything. Absolutely everything. Maybe new leaders. Um, Maybe a new party needs to run the country.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know.
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I think everything needs changing. Absolutely everything.
And we have spoken to quite a few people, young people who aren't that engaged in politics. How do you think we can get people generally more engaged in politics?
Oh, I don't think that you need to get if people want to be involved. Well, then get them involved. If they're not involved, well, then they shouldn't be involved. If they're not interested, and they shouldn't vote.
Yeah. And do you vote?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
What's usually the motivating factor for you?
To make sure that the person I don't want in doesn't get in, because I don't, I think they're all pretty hopeless. Just got to pick the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah, depressing but true. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Right.
Thank you. What do you think the government are doing at the moment? Are you happy with how they are doing everything?
Happy? I'm not sure about being happy. I mean, I'm young, I'm a student, 18 on my gap year, so it's obviously at like the forefront of what I'd hope would be a priority. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not as tapped in perhaps as I should be.
Do you think about the effect that their sort of ideas and initiatives are having on your future?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that it's quite hard not to think about because I want to go into creative field, so especially like the rise of AI and just student loans and everything like that is obviously a huge factor of what I think about, but also just the general treatment of the population is still very important, not just young people, but everyone. I wouldn't say I'm very happy with what they're doing, but I also feel sadly that this country doesn't have a great alternative. I don't really feel any party is suitable to adopt a position of power. I think we're all a bit screwed no matter who's in control, which is a sad reality, I feel.
Yeah. Dismal. But do you think that there's anything, or what can they do to actually sort of engage with younger people and to sort of maybe get their message across that would be a positive message? Because it does seem to be doom and gloom a lot at the moment. Is there a particular thing, topic, subject that would really hit home with younger people, or what can they do to make it more interesting for younger people to get involved?
I don't know. I think that, I mean, at least for me, that kind of narrative of almost like the TikTok trends or like the accounts on TikTok and stuff, it makes the whole thing a bit unserious. And that treatment as if we're still almost children, I think, need to just. I think it's hard because everyone says they're going to do things and they never do it. So it's all fine and well of them, releasing a manifesto that's, in understandable language. But I always think learning about it in school is really critical, and just having honest discussions and seeing multiple viewpoints. And I don't really know how they could address young people. I think it's a really difficult issue for any party and any government. But yeah, I think just treat us like we're not children and don't try to dumb down things like taking the mick out of other parties just for like a like on TikTok.
Stay in your lane, focus on your goals.
What's important, which is like this country and like prioritizing its citizens and trying to do the best for everyone, which is obviously an impossible task as we've seen. Just keeping that forefront instead of mindlessly attacking one another. I think it's just a waste of time. Really.
And then you mentioned manifestos. So at the moment, the Labour Party seem to be reneging on a lot of the manifestos, sort of promises they made. How does that make you feel, like looking at future sort of voting and ideas?
I think it's really difficult because, like I just said, like people will say, parties will say whatever they need to say to get into power, and they can say they're going to do something, and 75% of the time they don't do that. And I think a lot of my friends as well, a lot of young people I've spoken to, they just don't know what sources to trust and who to believe, because it's happened many times where someone might have voted someone into power with this X in mind, they're going to do X, and then they get in power and they go, oh, can't do it, and then it's just kind of back to square one of that lack of trust. I mean, politicians.
So as an example, so in the Conservative conference, Kemi was laying out promises and ideas that she has, and basically one of them was like she wants to scrap stamp duty and she wants to reduce, you know, our sort of deficit, and she showed some workings of how she wanted to do that. So does that at all ease your mind, like with something like that, when they're showing their workings
Yeah,
out?
I
so to
don't
speak?
know what most of that means, which
Okay.
is just a shame. But yeah, I think exactly providing evidence of this is kind of like a plan of what we want to do and
Yeah.
a realistic plan.
Yeah,
You know, there's no point saying we're going to spend, you know, X amount of money when we know we don't have it.
yeah,
And those false promises, I just think it's really important to be realistic and not treat the population like they're stupid and they can get away with, you know,
yeah.
claiming this and then doing this. Just being realistic and being honest, which is impossible for them. But
Honesty is the key, guys. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
How do you think our government is doing at the moment?
Oh gosh, you're asking an American this question.
As an American, how do you think sort of British politics kind of travels over to America? Do you ever hear about stuff, and does it sort of there are parallels between it that you come across, or is that just our side of the pond?
Well, that's a tough one. I mean, I don't think that there's. I don't think it's possible to get much worse than American politics at the moment. Obviously, we, you know, like my family and stuff who lives over there, they do hear headlines about what's happening here, but I feel like the dramatics of it is not as bad, even though living here, obviously, we do experience some of that too. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So I guess you're not a fan of Trump.
No, absolutely not.
No. Is there any saving graces? Has he done anything that might be like a good thing at all, in your opinion?
No, literally none.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So, would you have voted Kamala?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, what could he do to persuade you, or maybe change your mind, if anything?
Leave office immediately.
Okay, cool. All right, great. And then just on a side note, as from an outside point of view, how do you think younger people can get involved or be more interested in politics? Generally.
I think getting involved, even from like a local point of view and like local council and local elections, is really important.
Yeah.
But then also just being active with the key elections as well,
Yeah.
getting registered to vote properly, and knowing what it takes to do that.
Yeah.
Even from abroad, I always vote in the U.S. elections and in New York City elections. So
Okay.
I think it is really important. But I've kind of been brought up and was always like brought to the polls with my parents when I was younger. So it's always been part of, you know, my routine, if you will.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I won't disturb you too much more. Thank you so much. Guys, that was super eventful.
It was interesting.
It was. It's so busy out there.
It was wild out here. It's the day after Halloween. People are feeling a little bit ropey, but they've got some thoughts. It was good.
They do. They do.
It was a broad church.
It was a broad church. We tried to get, you know, a bit of everything.
Yes, cross section of society.
I think we did quite well.
I think so.
I hope so. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And don't forget, Monday, middays, mod cons.
Bye, guys.